What's going on? Back plugged in again with your boy the Prophet. Hey yo man, today this is a highly anticipated video. I've been getting asked this a little bit, kind of not exactly in a tier list form, but people have been asking me, yo, what are the best skills? Like, how do I know what the best skills are? If someone asks you what are the best skills in the game, how do you know what builds? I'm going to tell you what the best skills are today, and I'm going to tell you what builds coincide with those skills or what makes them so broken. There's going to be a lot of information for new players, and even if you're a vet, like, it's still kind of fun because no one's ever really done a video like this. So we about to get it popping. I really hope you guys do the content. Let's get it lit. Drop my shit.
What would you do for the come up? I seen a lot of niggas looking for the come up. They left a nigga down bad, I had to come up. And hustle from the back down into the sun up. I had to switch up, nigga, no, I ain't mad at you. I just had to come up and look at just what that bag do. I charged into the game, cause I said I won't complain. Ain't been no sunny days, I had to get it out the rain. Look.
Back plugged in again. Alright, you guys, so listen. So we're going to be going in and smacking out this tier list here. It's definitely not your average tier list, that's for sure. So make sure you guys show some support for this kind of content because I'm really working hard for you guys. I had to do about 5 different layouts of this particular video for it to work. I had to do all these custom graphics and stuff, and just a whole bunch of stuff I had to do to go through it. But I'm gonna bring videos for the people, and that's what I would do. So we'll go ahead and get right into it, man. So some skills in this game are actually, like, the skill itself is kind of useless because that ability or that thing that they're doing could just be added into the game. For instance, a skill like adrenaline, they could just make a character's normal attack string faster. That's just something that they can do innately. They don't have to essentially waste a skill for it. But in the case of, like, let's say you got a character like Tokinata, and then you give him adrenaline versus, let's say like you have a newer version of Tokinata and you give him adrenaline with the guard break and with all that stuff, that makes Tokinata OP. But like I said, mine excuse the graphics on some of them because, like I said, this was kind of custom and this was like the closest I've gotten to everything fitting in one with all these different words and bigger sizes and stuff like that. So please guys bear with me. Like I said, this was done completely custom. So so adrenaline, it's not that it's bad, but it can just be weaved in with the character instead. So yeah, we can attack. Pretty much. It doesn't weaken to the magnification of the actual weaken. It's like a 30% debuff on attack. So it's like, yeah, it doesn't help you with damage. Like after a soul bomb, you want something that's going to give you extra damage. We can attack. It's like after the soul bomb, you really want the bosses to die. Like you're not really worried about them hitting you a bunch of times. Like if it's a one-hit KO move, it'll probably still one-hit KO. So keep that in mind. And healer, not to be mistaken with medic, they are different skills. Healer, it basically gives an increased amount for the heal move. So but it's like a 5%. So instead of healing for 20%, you heal for 25%. So if you do like a Hojikuzai, you would heal for 50% HP instead of 40% HP. With healer and medic, or with healer, and that's the thing. Yeah, okay. So I'll talk about that in a second. But yeah, so healer just raises the amount that you're healed by just a little bit. And in a game where healing isn't the most necessary thing, not that it's completely useless, yeah. Blast zone, like I said, is one of those skills that it can be innately built into the character. Blast zone just increases your special move damage. So only time I've really ever seen them give a character blast zone is if they have a less than full screen soul bomb. And a regular soul bomb is actually 2,000 radius, but a non full screen soul bomb is 900 radius. So it's literally like 110% less. Like it's a massive difference. Like yeah. So blast zone, like I said, they can just give you more radius from your soul bomb. They don't have to give you blast zone. It's just kind of useless. But you know, in the case, what if a character had a 2,000 radius soul bomb plus blast zone? Then it would be 2,300 radius. Like that would be pretty damn insane. I'm just saying. All right. And then prevent brave battle healing, very niche. Like yeah, BB is an abbreviation for brave battle. So yeah. So prevent brave battle healing, very niche. Not even that many characters that you're trying to hard counter, you know what I mean, that heal. You know, Unohana, like, yeah, but it's like they didn't even need to put that ability to counter her. She was already nerfed into the ground by Noitor anyways. But yeah, then we'll go ahead and move on to what we have is our A tier. And this is blank status immunity. So like weakened immunity, paralysis immunity. Like this is one specific set status immunity, not to be confused with all status immunity. All right. So yeah. So you know, having, and like I said, that very situational. But in those situations, it could shine. It could be the big difference. Like if you got a level that has poison pools all over the place, and you're just gonna be running around with 1 HP. If you have poison immunity, then your playstyle in that map is totally different. You know what I mean? Same with like extreme co-op when there's burn spots, or if there's paralysis puddles just somewhere, and it's like, damn, like that's annoying to get hit with just in a puddle. So yeah, long reach, once again, something that they can just innately put inside your kit. Like you can just have a longer reach. Like I said, now comparatively, for instance, Weaken and Zombie Toshiro have the exact same Nad string, and they both have long reach. So if I'm not mistaken, I know Zombie Tosh has long. Yeah, they both have long reach if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, so it's like if Zombie, you know what I mean? If Zombie Tosh wouldn't have had long reach, it would still be Kenny's Nad string, but it would be without long reach. So like I said, you know, Medic. The thing about Medic is it is one of, just like I said earlier, it's one of those skills. It's kind of useless because they can just build the heal move in with you, but sometimes they don't, right? And sometimes a character gets put to 6-star, you know what I mean? Or well, not 6-star, but a character gets resurrected, and before, you know, if I'm not mistaken, the Medic takes your heal from being a self heal to a team heal, if I'm not mistaken, because it doesn't just give you a heal move second strong attack. So yeah, it makes it go from a self heal to a team heal. So it's like they could just innately make your second strong attack heal everyone, but they don't in all cases, and you don't want to have a strong attack that would only heal you. That would be stupid. So it's like it's not useless, but you know, I would rather them just build it into the character, because there's a limit to how many skills you can have. So essentially them giving you a medic skill instead of them building it into your character, it makes you a weaker character overall. And damage reduction to blank affiliation. So for instance, like Vasta Lord Ichigo has 20 damage reduction to captains. You got characters that have like 16 or 20 damage reduction to no affiliation mobs, or to this kind of, to Soul Reapers. Like, you know, some characters got like, you know, damage reduction to Soul Reapers. It's like, it's a super niche thing. It's like, I mean, yeah, you can auto a little bit better, but it's like the recharge character, like, are you really worried about DR? And I mean, a DR character, it's like, I mean, if you think about it, if you already, let's just say hypothetically, let's just say, okay, so 20 DR. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's just a normal DR. It's just a normal damage reduction link. So they would give this to a character that doesn't have DR. So anyways. Alright, let's go ahead and move on to the next category. Getting a lot more important, a lot more spicy meat about it. Alright. I'm trying to like do this slow, but it's like, alright, there we go. Get it like perfectly in line. You dig what I'm saying? Alright, bet. Okay. So we are starting with our S tier stuff. And yeah, so I was talking to the homie Jens about this, and he was like, I will put Sprinter in S plus because it's like essential to clear time. And I was like, yeah, most definitely it's essential, but it's literally an essential. Like, it's not like Sprinter is as good as Frenzy or Flurry or anything like that. Like, or Marauder or Berserker. It's like, it's not as good as that stuff. Like, you know what I mean? But it is very essential to clearing. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so I have Sprinter as like the first, the best skill in S tier. For me personally, this is just my opinion. You know what I mean? But it's like, you think about if you give a character some of the most busted stuff and you don't give him Sprinter, yeah, he might be good. Like, if you make a Tokinata character and you give him every skill in the book, like, dude, just make him busted, but you don't give him Sprinter, he would still be busted. You know what I'm saying? But it would be real clunky playing with the character. But yeah, so Sprinter is a very important, you know, I don't think it's S plus, but it's super essential. So, you know, bam, keep it like that. Poise, in PvE, Poise, the limitation, it's a little bit limited. Poise is essential in PvE. So this is an overall arcing skills. Like, it's not just, oh, I'm ranking PvE higher. PvE is more of the game, so naturally I'm going to rank it like PvE skills a little bit higher. That's pretty much all that is, you know. But yeah, but not, I'm literally ranking everything. So yeah, Poise, it's not so useful in PvE because when you use strong attacks, you already have invincibility frame. You can't be staggered while you're doing strong attacks. So really, it just helps in PvP. And then when you're autoing, of course, it does definitely help when you're autoing. But yeah, you know, just in those cases, you know what I'm saying? But it's still a very, very important skill. That's why it's top in S, you know. Hidden enemy chance. This is a skill that we needed in the game for so long. Yes, it's a little bit niche, but at the end of the day, you have Arancars, you have Soul Reapers, and you have no affiliation enemies that all have a hidden enemy. So, dude, if you have a 5/5 Soul Bomb, and you could literally clean an entire room, one hidden enemy will stop your Soul Bomb from penetrating the, you know, multiple waves of enemies. Like, to be sure if I said penetrate, but it's the truth. But yeah, so hidden enemy is a very, very, very crucial skill in some builds or for damage testing and for speed clearing. I mean, yo, like, those hidden enemies destroy your speed clearing, literally. So keep that in mind. All status immunities. This is being immune to all status immunities, all of them. S tier skill, in my personal opinion. Pretty much. I mean, this would be crazy for PvP. Like, this would be absolutely crazy for PvP, for real. Keep that in mind. But for PvE, it's really good for autoing, really good for co-ops, really good for Senkaimon, just really good overall. So, guys, like, don't think like, oh, you got this as the S tier, and this, like, bro, these are all, like, these are the best skills. Like, dude, like, do you see how stuffed it is in here, bro? Like, come on, man. But yeah, so then I got Start Barrier. Excuse me. I have Start Barrier because in the first room of a PvE stage, you basically won't get hit. The first 10 seconds of an epic raid, you won't get hit. And obviously, like 20 seconds, you know, the first 20 seconds, you know, you shouldn't take damage. You know what I'm saying? The first 20 seconds of a raid, you shouldn't take damage. So you can be very irresponsible those first, you know, 20 seconds while you got these 10 barriers to take hits. You know what I'm saying? So definitely will speed up your playstyle a bit for sure. And then Start Barrier is pretty OP for PvP until Pierce Barrier came. But Pierce Barrier is way more niche, only good for Start Barrier characters. And there is this little, like, flaw where the Pierce Barrier character doesn't lower a character's barrier numbers. I think that's kind of flawed, but they didn't want to make it broken. So I do understand. Disabler. Disabler in the past has only been used for characters that have one strong attack with the status element. One, like, third strong attack. So it's like, to me, why would you, it's like, your third strong attack is the most least spammed attack, and you got a 10% chance of proccing that ailment, but you don't have a chance to proc it on your normal attack nor on your first or second strong attack. At the end of the day, you may as well just even that out. Just give them Debilitator, and you know, just give them Debilitator and that status ailment on everything. That's better than Disabler to me. But then you have a case where maybe they do give someone Disabler and Debilitator, like that'd be broken. But then they started basically doing stuff like increased status ailment chance, you know, and that's on like certain mobs, you know. So increase status, increase burn chance against mind around cards, or increase confusion chance against tech, you know, soul reapers, like for Shinji's. Like they start doing that instead of giving a character full Disabler, you know what I mean, and making it work everywhere, because that'd be pretty busted. But I'm just saying, if you give Disabler on a character with 3 strong attacks, and I'll once again elaborate, Disabler is a 10% increase in how often you proc a status ailment. So this skill, increase ailment chance, and that's against certain affiliations, that is like a weaker version of Disabler. So yeah, it's only specific. It's only when you have attribute and killer, but not everywhere else. Alright, so the Debilitator. And Debilitator, it lengthens the amount of time that they're hit with the status ailment. So if you hit them with Weakening and you have Debilitator, you get an extra 2 seconds of Weakening. Or, no, it's an extra few seconds of Weakening. I know for like Poison, Lacerate, and Burn is 2 seconds, and then I don't want to misquote, so I'm just gonna say I know for Paralysis, Freeze, and Weaken, it's like 3 to 5 seconds for Debilitator standardly. Yeah, and then damage to ailment enemies, which means after you proc Burn, Freeze, Paralysis, whatever your specific unit has, you do more damage to them, whether it be 20% or 40%, you do more damage. So that's what Bazby has. You know, when he burns enemies, he inflicts more damage. So boom. But Bazby doesn't have an increased chance of proccing that status ailment, which I think is kind of dumb. But then I have Weakened Defense here, which I think Weakened Defense is very, very busted. Very busted. It's 7 seconds. So since it's an ailment on a soul bomb, it's an additional 2 seconds. So it should last. So it lasts 7 seconds, the same length as Weaken, Freeze, and Paralysis. So it lasts 7 full seconds in the same time as Weaken attack. So even in epic raids, Weaken Defense is crazy because it's the only status ailment that Debilitator actually takes full effect with. So what this means is in an epic raid, and also Weakened Defense stacks with like Weakening. So you can have them weakened and Weakened Defense for crazy magnifications. So yeah, Weakened Defense is really crazy actually. I would even argue it could be a little bit higher, but just the fact that PvP and PvE are in here, and you only get your soul bomb once a game. So that's the main reason why. In epic raids, it's just a smorgasbord of soul bombs, so you just feel like there's way more of them. But yeah, that's the only reason why it's in S, still S tier, still very, 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 very powerful. Yeah, and then yeah, so Devastation is increased soul bomb damage, so that's very important. You have to have Devastation on a character, especially an SP character. Shit, even a NAD character, Devastation is good. So yeah, Devastation is like, so now it's the general consensus is 40 Devastation if you have a status ailment, 60 Devastation if you don't have a status ailment. And then we'll talk about Bombardment a little later. And then Enhancer lengthens the amount of time of your boost or your positive effects. So at this point it's just boost really. And I believe negative effects as well. So Asken, I don't want to make up stuff, but I think Asken does have Enhancer. I could look it up, but yeah. I think it does work on debuffs as well though. And then increased status ailment chance, and increased status ailment chance is going to be on specific type, like whatever your attribute and killer. So that'll be like increased ailment chance on Mind Soul Reaper killers. You know what I mean? Like Senjumaru has that, where she increases her laceration. Then Last Ditch Survival, which you could even argue could be higher, because in PvP it's pretty much meta these days. But with Last Ditch, most times you just get smacked, dude. Like, you just get smacked. You come back to life and you just get smacked. I'm sorry. Yeah, we'll go ahead and move on. Yeah, Last Ditch is really good for the PvP meta these days with Jugram. So I will say that. I'm smaller today, by the way, so people can so I can have the text as big as possible. You know what I mean? That's why I made myself smaller. Without me blocking it. Okay, so I have Frenzy as the most important skill in the entire game. What Frenzy does is Frenzy doubles your strong attack hits, which means it doubles your strong attack damage. So even, let's say you have a 100% Berserker, Frenzy's still better than that, because Frenzy magnifications, any magnification you get is then just stacked with the Frenzy. So like if your strong attack, like your first strong attack, it generally will hit 3 times. With Frenzy, it hits 6 times. So like, let's say an enemy had guard break, dude. If you don't have Frenzy, right? Let's say you have 100% Berserker, okay? That equals Frenzy, but it's not going to be as good. Let's say you have 100% Berserker, right? And you use your strong attack, which with Frenzy it would have 6 hits, but without Frenzy it only has 3, right? So you lose all the damage on your first hit and your second hit, and then your third hit with Break Guard. Can you imagine losing like 50% of your overall damage on a strong attack because they had guard if you didn't have Frenzy? That's what it would be like. I know that's kind of mathy, kind of wordy, but yeah. Basically, Frenzy is the same as Flurry. Flurry, well, Frenzy is for strong attacks, while Flurry is for normal attacks. Your normal attacks are your 1, 2, and 3. You know, your strong attacks, your perfect, you know, your full screen strong attack should be number 3. Second strong attack is often some type of utility or just a straight up blast or whatever. And your first is going to be some type of beam or lunge or projectile. Alrighty, so then Flurry is Flurry means every time you swing your sword, your normal attack string, your hit counts for twice. So if you're going to hit for 100 damage, you hit for 100 and 100. That's the same with Frenzy. I should have explained that too. So if you do a strong attack and it hits 3 times, it's going to hit 6 times now. So, and then the damage is going to be doubled. So you're going to hit for 2,000. It will be 2,000 and 2,000. So that's 4,000. And then you got all your hits. You know what I'm saying? So you're hitting for 2,000 times 2 every hit, and you got like 6 hits total. So yeah, same with Flurry. Every time you swing your normal attack string, your damage procs twice every time. So this is like the best skill for brave battles. This is the Frenzy is the best skill for clearing content in PvE. And Flurry characters are good for PvE as well, for autoing content. And auto characters are good when you don't have very good gear and you just want to set up a character and press auto and let him complete it. You know, you're not worried about, oh, can I clear fastest, even though you want to auto faster than you want to auto slower. But most of the times at the lowest level, you just want to clear content cleanly while autoing. Brave Battle counter. Oh, Brave Battle invincibility and then Brave Battle counter. So yeah, Brave Battle invincibility makes you invincible for 10 seconds in Brave Battles. Completely broken. If you have this skill, you're just busted in Brave Battles. Then Brave Battle counter, whenever someone damages you, oh, and Brave Battle invincibility, no status elements can work against you while you're invincible. No debuffs, no insta-kills, no damage for that 10 seconds. Complete God mode for the first 10 seconds of the match. Then Brave Battle counter. Every time anyone with Brave Battle counter is hit, they reflect the damage off. There's a lot of numbers. There's like it computes like your defense with their defense and their attack. I don't know if it puts your attack in there as well. I'm pretty sure it does. But yeah, it's a lot of complications. But all you need to know is if a character has Brave Battle counter, the harder you hit him, the more he reflects at you. Marauder and Sharpshooter are duo skills. One is for melee, Marauder's for melee, and one's for range. So what these do is They give you guard break for range or for melee, and then they also like to pierce range / respective melees barriers, which means in extreme co-op there are enemies that if you're melee you can't damage them, and they're in extreme co-op and they're in guild quest. So that's how they'll block your character for a whole week. Like, oh yeah, if you have a round card killer, you'll work, but you gotta be ranged. You know what I mean? So with Marauder or Sharpshooter, you eliminate all that. So absolutely crazy skills. Aside from Frenzy and Flurry, the best skills in the game, and Brave Battle Invincibility. Those are just caveat skills. Like, they're super good in Brave Battle, but when you have them, you're god tier in Brave Battle. So that's why they're really right after Frenzy and Flurry. But yeah, Marauder and Sharpshooter are absolutely god tier for PvE. I mean, as a matter of fact, Frenzy, Flurry, Brave Battle Invincibility, Brave Battle Counter, Marauder, and Sharpshooter, they could actually all go in a god tier category, to be honest. I actually, that actually wouldn't be a bad look. I do believe that. But then I'll just go ahead. Long Stride basically doubles your sprinting distance. So when you flick the screen to flash step, you'll travel twice the distance. So Long Stride combined with multiple flash steps, then you're multiplying the distance that you can travel. Like Tech Soifone, Hikone, Can't Forget Words Omari, Armored Yoruichi, Halloween Yoruichi. All those characters have 4 flash steps, except for Hikone and Omari, but they all have multiple flash steps in Long Stride. So they literally go multiple times faster. Long Stride actually broke the game as we know it. A lot of you guys don't know this, but Strong Attack Recharge used to work a lot differently. But it basically used to work in between stages, and now it doesn't. So yeah, so and they give out Long Stride very rarely because it's so broken. Guard Break is one of the best skills for PvE. Guard is a massive thing. Without Guard Break, you can literally be autoing and you just swing at an enemy for days and days and days and days and days, doing only 10% damage. It absolutely kills your clear time. And then with some units, they don't have sufficient strong attacks in every category to break guard. So yeah, Guard Break massively accelerates your clear time in PvE content. Also gives you more damage because when they guard you, they only take 10% of your damage. So essentially, they're basically guarding as many hits as they guard. That's the damage that they negate. So if they don't have any guard against you, then they take pure full damage at all times. Havoc gets you increased strong attack radius. One of the best things you can have in the game. You only have 3 strong attacks, so the better each one is, the more work you can do. Like, multiply how much faster you can clear content with 20% more radius. So that's just one of the best skills to have for PvE in the game. And if you have Havoc and Frenzy, you want to build your character Strong Attack Recharge. If they have Flurry and you take them into PvE, you can either build them full stamina damage or just DR. Same thing for PvE. If they have Flurry, build them DR. Period. And then boost strong attack damage skill. I have boost strong attack, and there is also a boost normal attack damage skill. I just kind of lump those in together, even though like there's really been no need to boost normal attack damage. Only one character has that, but yeah. So boost strong attack damage skill I think is more important than actual having Berserker, because you boost yourself, giving you at least 20% more, which is Berserker, and then you boost the whole entire team. So I feel, yeah, boosting the entire team as well as yourself is more important than just boosting yourself. Same with Bruiser and Berserker. Bruiser is the additive to Flurry. So, or Bruiser is the additive to normal attack. Berserker is the additive to strong attack damage. So now characters are getting Frenzy, Berserker, Havoc, like crazy. Yeah. And then now, and for Bruiser as well, now characters are getting Flurry and Bruiser, which is making them a lot higher. And then I have Sar as a skill. Characters like Dead Society Ruki has this, where she doesn't have a strong attack recharge link, but she has that as a skill, which is massive. Like think about Dead Society Rukia without recharge skill. Like, oh god, should be a last ditch Link. Like, are you kidding me? But yeah, so she is the last ditch Link, but she plays exactly like a recharge character. If they ever give a character a recharge Link and a recharge skill, I will probably have to change my pants. Then Bombardment is doubling your soul bomb damage. So what Frenzy and Flurry do to your strong attack damage and normal attack respectively, Bombardment does the same exact thing to your soul bomb damage. So, and now a few characters do have Bombardment and Frenzy. Some have Bombardment and Flurry too. Ailment reversal means you cannot be afflicted by any ailment in the game, and when you are afflicted by an ailment, you actually heal HP. So you're going to heal most times from more damage than you took from the ailment. But if you're going to die, you won't die, but you will still reflect that ailment back on your opponent. So keep that in mind. If someone ever has to get this for PvP, it'll be crazy. So yeah. And then a plus 5 IZ potion skill. Yeah, gives you plus 5 IZ potions. Very good, helps you farm a lot more efficiently, and it does stack in co-op. Real quick, I'll just tell you guys what my perfect kitted character would be with 8 skills. I'll just say this real quick because I gotta go there and start the stream. For me, the perfect character as far as skills on this list would be Frenzy, Havoc, Sprinter, Long Stride, Marauder or Sharpshooter, Guard Break, Boost Sad skill, and then yeah, then I would say Berserker. Yeah, and at that case, I don't have any extra soul bomb damage, so let me try this one more time. So Frenzy, Marauder or Sharpshooter, Guard Break, Sprinter, Long Stride. Hold on. Frenzy, Sprinter, Long Stride, Boost Sad skill. You can go Bombardment or Devastation, either one. So that's 5 skills. Guard Break, Havoc, and Berserker. Yeah. Alright, man. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. I do got to start my stream, but I do appreciate you guys. Hopefully, if you're watching this in the premiere, you give this video some love, because it did take me a lot of time. And yeah, shout out to you guys. I love you guys. I appreciate you. Private Nation, love y'all. I'm out.